Koven, and my project is on falconry, specifically in Central Asia, where China and Mongolia kind of lie nowadays. And it focuses specifically on the Han Dynasty. I used the disciplines of social studies like history and art for my project, as I replicated the art style of the time and used it as well to represent daily life with falconry, which is a very important aspect of a lot of Central Asian culture and heritage, especially in Mongolia nowadays. So yeah, I used the materials that would have been most likely used, like this brown grainy paper. It's the closest I could get to papyrus, since paper was still relatively new then and it originated in Central Asia. And yeah, I used pretty naturally occurring colors as well, because it's very difficult to make vibrant colors like we do have today. Like blues were pretty much impossible to make. I'm very interested in this subject because I do art a lot, like in my free time as well. I don't do painting a lot, usually digital art, so this was definitely a change of experience, which was fun. And I'm really into kind of Asian kind of history, specifically Central Asia, and just kind of the culture and the art, especially the art style. It probably touches me the most. In addition to just really having a passion for animals and a huge love for raptors, like falcons, hawks, owls, eagles, even vultures. So yeah, I just think it's fascinating how humans can work with these rather fierce, almost wild birds in harmony. Obviously, they aren't as accurate as I could get them, because I didn't go out in nature and grind them myself. But I did mostly use watercolor because, and especially naturally occurring pigments, because watercolor is more see-through, and more see-through pigments are more easy to make than opaque ones. I did use a bit of acrylic paint as well, because they did have some chalky, more opaque pigments, like on the aristocrat here on his clothes. That's pretty opaque. But yeah, mostly kind of earthy, naturally occurring colors. Lots of paint brushing and watercolor, and the inking is also a very important process, because that is one of the most defining features of a lot of Central Asian art and the line art. So that was a bit of a challenge, but needing to kind of work with the natural kind of things other than pixels, it'll get runny if there's too much water, and so yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't struggle too much. I mean, I must say I'm not a professional, obviously, and I use Google Translate. I did consult a few people, but yeah, in this more simplified Chinese, because my brush wasn't thin enough to do the traditional, which wouldn't be exactly 100% accurate, especially because languages change over time, and Old Chinese in the Han Dynasty was way different from Chinese Mandarin now. Well, in the future, I definitely hope to continue art, maybe a bit more formally, but also maybe working with animals. I might want to try falconry someday, since I especially love falcons. They're my favorite animal. And yeah, I'm very interested in just life and nature and biology as well. And I feel like this is my favorite combination of those things. So yeah, probably something with biology, chemistry, art. Before I did either of these paintings, I did use these scrap pieces of paper, I guess, to kind of practice like concept art, to practice with these paints and colors and the ink pens as well, because I definitely ran into some difficulties that I wouldn't normally expect with, like digital art, because nothing runs or like fades or... So there's definitely a few drafts, definitely a few color swatches as well, trying to figure out things, also like a wing study, like the different joints, just trying to understand how things work. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you visiting.
My pleasure. I was happy to come out.
Oh, hi, my name is Jessica, and my project is on animal testing in cosmetics. So my project is about animal testing in cosmetics, and so this is a half-size model of a bunny testing cage, and this is a half-size bunny around that. So you can kind of see that there's not a lot of space for the animals to kind of move around in and really enjoy. And so I kind of wanted to show different ways that the animals are impacted by animal cruelty. So the cotton balls are kind of representative of smoke to kind of show the different ways that animals are used to inhale the chemicals and stuff. Or another way is by burning the animals and stuff to see how long, for skin irritation testing. So I kind of burnt the wood to show that. But yeah, I love animals a lot. I used to volunteer at the Natick Organic Farm, and so I just really care for them, and so I wanted to I knew I wanted to do animal testing, and then it was kind of like what part of animal testing I want to do, like cosmetics, medicine, and I love wearing makeup, I guess. I just wear makeup a lot, so I kind of wanted to see like what makeup products actually use animal testing and which ones don't, and I was really surprised by like the results. So like one of the ones that surprised me that did surprise me was Maybelline, which is, I think it surprised me a lot is because I use a lot of their products, like their Sky High mascara. But a great alternative to Maybelline is Wet n Wild, which basically their mascaras are very similar to each other. So it's a really good alternative. And even though the alternatives aren't tested on by animals, they're still have the same amount of like there's still research still used on them to like make sure that they are public ready and stuff. They'll do like 3D tissue structures that using human cells that are cheaper, more efficient, and just overall takes less time than animal testing. So great alternative. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is really just making sure to like, one, before you buy it, to really do your research on like if, and sometimes the brands themselves don't always check them, but like check other, like check multiple websites, because sometimes the brands will say they're cruelty-free, like Revlon will say they're cruelty-free, but they sell in some countries that require animal testing, which shows that they're not, or they'll use like third parties and stuff. So I think really it's important to do your research before buying and making sure to not buy from these companies that use animal testing. And if like you already have them, finish using it, because that's would be a waste otherwise. But when buying new products, like kind of do your research and like look to see what other brands you could buy from instead. So I know I really want to go into marketing when I'm older. I've done a bunch of like different classes on marketing and stuff, and I think the biggest thing for this is that for all the projects we have to create an end user and stuff. And my end user for this is 6th grade, like a 6th grade science class. And so it really kind of, you have to really aim it like towards your end user and stuff, and not just for the general audience, but really make it interesting to that end user and stuff. And I think marketing, a big part of that is kind of using different marketing techniques to really make it interesting to your end user, like colors, time of day, like just there's so much things. So I think that was really important, and also just like how to reach out to people and stuff, because we have to do a public share on top of this, where you have to like reach out to different people and stuff and like present your project. And so like interview skills, like just emails and stuff, so you learn a lot of different real life skills doing this. Yeah, so I find it really helpful. Yeah, I guess just when you're buying if you buy like cosmetics, to just do your research before. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Renee Nicholas. I'm a Wellesley High School student. I'm a part of EVOS. My project is on MECO students that attend suburban high schools and how their mental health is affected through racial discrimination. I also collabed with a fellow member, EVO member, my friend as well, Tommy Withers, and we created a podcast with 6 series, and we basically talk about our experiences that we faced while attending a suburban high school as MECO students, including special guests, past MECO students that attended Wellesley, and other MECO students that attended Weston High School, and MECO students that also graduated from Wellesley. Okay, so one of the findings that I kind of took out was I had interviewed one of my MECO coordinators in Wellesley, and she was basically talking about like the MECO space, how she went to other suburban schools and a lot of the MECO rooms had like couches, flyers, posters, just to make the room a little more comfortable to help bring MECO students coming together and kind of like connect a relationship with the MECO coordinators. And from her speaking on that, it kind of made me take back and notice that the MECO program or the MECO room that we have at Wellesley, it isn't really like that, and maybe we should start something like that, like getting couches and flyers, just to make it a little more welcoming and a safe space to help them, connect with the MECO coordinators. So one member talked about how there's a homeroom at their school, Weston, and a lot of the peers' parents wanted to take down the MECO homeroom because they felt like it wasn't fair for their kids to, not have the choice to be in an advisory compared to the MECO students, because they had the choice to pick an advisory and stick to the MECO, just to feel like they're safe, a safe space kind of. And they found that it wasn't fair, so they wanted to take it down. Thankfully, they didn't take it down. To make a change, I would definitely want the MECO headquarters to hear about this, because before learning about this, I didn't really know that this was like an occurring issue that's constantly happening. And I didn't really know a lot of the experiences that I faced was similar to other MECO students. So maybe I want to try and share my project to the MECO headquarters just so they can make a change and, use those hardships and issues that they're hearing about to kind of find resources to try and make a change for the MECO students to help them feel more comfortable in their self and their identity, and also in the suburban areas.
And I noticed that you have an audio component. Is that available anywhere?
Yes, it is available online. There's also a QR code that you could click on and listen to. So for my future, I plan to actually being a pediatrician. I want to be in the medical field. I've always wanted to do that since I was younger. And I don't know, maybe this project can help like with some of my patients that I have, help them feel a little more comfortable. Maybe some are MECO students.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Manny.
I'm Shandu.
We're Mandus. Okay, so our project is basically, I am interested in the business side of things. Shandu is interested in an actual restaurant when he is older, so we combined our interests and we created a business/restaurant. So I actually interviewed the owner of Chick-fil-A Framingham. Shandu interviewed a butcher. Where was that?
It was Walden Local. Hey, man.
Very cool. And basically, I was able to create a financial/business plan through him, and also just doing so much research on my own about just how to create a business, because that's something I just want to do when I'm older. And Shandy spent so much time.
And I really want to take this time to learn how to cook, because I feel like my family's always been the one who's actually like provided food for me. So I want to take this time to actually learn how to create a restaurant and actually learn how to cook, because it's been like a passion of mine that I never really got to experience until now. So I definitely took the opportunity with Capstone to definitely make it count. Well, me and Manny have been pretty much friends the past like 4 years. So for Evos, we haven't worked together yet, and we like to choose partners for this one. So we want to finally get a chance to actually work together, because we know that us two together, we work very well playing sports together. So we want to take this time to see new business, and I know the cooks we really want to match it together, because we knew it would come out very well.
Shandy's one of the best cooks I know. Very Yeah, I did not expect him to be this good. I mean, so many people love his burgers, and I'm just really proud of him because he spent past like 3-4 hours just focusing on making this food. When it comes to the business plan, I spent the last couple weeks creating multiple iterations of what I wanted, and came up with actually finding out every single financial burden that would go into creating this restaurant. It took a lot of time, but I'm honestly super proud of me and Shandy for how far we've come in this project. All the setbacks and things, really, we just pushed past it, and I'm really happy that so many people love being here at our little pop-up shop.
Well, I can definitely say I didn't expect this part, but definitely today, all the prep work that goes into serving like a good amount of people, because before in like my prototype phase, I would only serve like 5 burgers for the day, and I would think it's pretty simple, but today having almost 50 plus people come up to our station, it was a lot more stress trying to be quick enough and not have the food get cold. So definitely trying to manage out when I'm gonna start prepping out my food to get cooking today was definitely probably the hardest part.
For me, I feel like I'm not the best with math. You know, I've had my struggles with it in the past. So being in charge of actual finance and figuring out costs, gross profit, legal permits, things like that, that was tough for me, and it took me a lot longer than I feel like it would maybe other people, but I fought through it, and I was able to learn about myself that it's really not as difficult as I thought it would be, and I got better at math, you know, doing it. And now I know exactly what I would have to do in the future if I was going to create a business. Yeah, well, we both love sports, but, you know, Shandu loves food. I love business. I'm planning on going to college for business, entrepreneurship, and acting, because I also love to act. But yeah, I want to have my own business when I'm older, and I'm planning on pursuing that after high school.
And definitely for me, for right now, I'm undecided on what I want to do in the future. But definitely after like these past couple of weeks and like actually finding love in like culinary arts, I've definitely thought of like moving on forward with maybe taking this the next step and going to school for it. Definitely. Shake Shack, walk out. Shake Shack, watch out. I stumbled my words.
It feels great to display the projects that we've been working on very hard, so it feels great to receive your support.
And now we're gonna read every name of the Evolution students, and ask you guys to give them a little round of applause when we say their name. First off, we'll start with Helena Lynn.
Now we have Lily Clone. Next up we have Saray Jackson Collect.
Now we got Will Crowley.
Now we have Aquina Dekoven. Next we have Ava Malika.
After that we got Katie Fitz and Rachel Rasberg.
Now we have Jessica Marmer. And then we have Bernine and Tommy.
At the way back we got Emmanuel Kelly and Shandu Christopher.
Then we have Andrew Levine.
And then we got Olivia Camella.
Next, we got Lily K. Thomas. Now we have Dylan Moore.
And then we got Jalen Studemeyer.
Now we have Zoe O'Shea. Now we have Oliver Knight and Sevy McAdams.
Next up we have Avita Stokes.
Now we got Lucas. Now we have James Berger.
And we'd like to thank our teachers, Mr. Hennis, Ms. Bartels, Ms. Hogue, and Mr. Roger for all their help.
All of the projects are available on the Evolutions website /Airtable for all of you to view.
We want to thank every single one of you for coming out tonight. It means a lot to us.
Have a great rest of your night.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. One more, looking at me.
Something more when we jump, Ms. Bartels.
You guys can't do that. Alright, we're good.
Hey, it worked last time.